Isaiah 45:9 captures this thought. Isaiah 45:9, woe to him who strives with his maker. Has anybody ever fought against God? You don't have to raise your hands. It might be embarrassing. But I have. I'll raise both of them. Right? Fighting against God is a tough place to be. Not a good place to be. To be struggling against God, to be arguing with God, to be contending against the Lord. And that's where Babylon was. They were struggling against the Lord. And you can see evidence of that fight in their history. In fact, perhaps one of the best examples is in Daniel chapter 2 and 3. You know, in Daniel chapter 2, the Lord, by his mercy, by his grace, gave Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, a dream. Remember, it was a dream that was, well, it was vivid. It was a dream of a statue. And the statue had a golden head. And then from the head, it came to a chest and arms of silver. And from the chest and arms of silver, it went down to a belly and thigh of bronze. And then from the belly and thighs of bronze, it went down to legs of iron. And then feet of iron, toes of iron, and partially clay. And as he saw this statue, suddenly a stone cut without hands from the heavens came and nailed it in the feet. And the whole thing fell apart, and that stone became a mountain that filled the earth. And Daniel gave Nebuchadnezzar the revelation, or the interpretation of the dream. He said, you know what, the dream, you're the head of gold, Nebuchadnezzar. You're the head of gold. But your kingdom's going to be replaced by another kingdom. It's the chest and arms of silver. And that kingdom's going to be replaced by another kingdom, which is the belly and thigh of bronze. And then another kingdom, which is the iron legs. And then another kingdom. And that kingdom that has the iron and clay will be destroyed when the Messiah comes. When God's kingdom comes from heaven. So this interpretation really defined the progression of Gentile kingdoms that would rule over Israel, rule over Jerusalem, from Nebuchadnezzar's time to the coming of the Messiah. Amazing revelation. Wonderful truth. Great prophecy. And you know, it's a wonderful Bible study if you just stop there, Daniel chapter 2. But what's interesting is if you read on to Daniel chapter 3, because in Daniel chapter 3, as the story opens, we find Nebuchadnezzar made himself a statue. And his statue wasn't like the statue he dreamed about. His statue was all gold, from head to foot. All gold. Well, why did he do that? Well, he was saying, I'm into the head of gold, but not the chest and arms of silver. They're going to be gold too. And not the belly and thighs of bronze. They're going to be gold too. And the legs are gold, and the feet are gold, and the toes are gold. In other words, it's all mine. This idea of my kingdom being replaced by another kingdom, that's not going to work. So we're going to have one big gold kingdom, and that's my kingdom. It's not going to fade away. Defiance against God. Striving against God. Contending against God. And of course, his efforts were in vain. Didn't work out the way he wanted it. And you know, you can fight against God, but you're not going to win. When the Lord shows you something, the Lord shows you something and you say, no, I'm not doing it that way, I'm doing it my way. You can fight, but you're not going to win.